Investing in education is one of the greatest things you can inculcate the lives of the youth. But one thing I have observed is in this North Central, the school system is different from what I have seen in the maybe in the eastern region. You find out that during school hours, you see some students going to school around 8:30 to 9 o'clock. Does it mean that there is nothing like a disciplinarian in the school? There's nothing like head girls or head boys in those schools. What are the school managements really doing? How do they manage those students? A lot of students, even in terms of dressing, you find out that you see the school, you see the boys dressing anyhow to school without talking in, without looking good. So how do they manage it? Is there no disciplinarian in those schools, especially in the North Central here? In the Eastern region, you find out that schools are being monitored, schools are being managed properly. I don't know, is it different from this education board? Does it mean they don't checkmate the affairs of students in the North Central? Because I have seen a lot. Thirdly, there's nothing like debates or school debates, mathematics competition, school dramas. This is what I experienced in the Eastern region. When you see, once in a while, you see school debates, inter-school debates. You see schools debating with schools, and the finals will emerge with a reward or with a prize. But here, there's nothing like that. I think I've never seen students or living around me talking about school debate or maybe school drama competition or maybe mathematical competition, inter-school competition. I have never heard of that. So why is it that it's different from the Eastern region way of doing things? It's quite different. So the school system in the North Central should be monitored and should be checkmated, because especially those people in public schools, you see them going to school around 8:30, dressing anyhow. Does it mean that they are not being checkmated? These things, if they are not being checkmated, it will be an issue, because the discipline will not be there. You see them behaving anyhow, you see them going to school anyhow. Education is the key to success. So if you don't train them the way they should, then it will be a very big issue. What they're supposed to learn, when they're supposed to learn it, they will not learn it. So the school management should try as much as they can to monitor the affairs of their students, the timing, the dressing, and let there be curricular activities in the school that will help to sharpen their brains. Because if there is no competition like mathematics competition, debate competition, you see them loitering about, you see them doing one or two things that does not add value to them. So they have to be checkmated. The school system, the school management, and the educational board should map out things that can help to sharpen the brains of the student. What I normally heard some of them doing is singing of different music. They learn the lyrics, and also they sing the dance, which is not even good, which is not even the best thing to do. It is not really the best thing to do. They should inculcate good things. Singing, music, and dancing is not the first thing they're supposed to learn. Students in the jazz, you see them singing the lyrics, you see them singing, you see them dancing at tender age, when they're supposed to be learning certain things that can help them in future, So school management and the school board, educational board should find a way of knowing what to do to help the students. So if there is no activities in school, it will increase truancy on the part of the students and laxity on the part of the teachers. So they should inculcate discipline in the school administration, because a lot of things are happening here, especially in the north central, especially those in public schools. Because I keep wondering, anytime you see those students in public schools, I've never seen them, some of them, they don't do any assignment, it's just to copy notes every day. They keep on copying notes. Where is the assignment? Nothing. The fourth thing that you should also look into is schools, primary students, and also students in the secondary schools. Like, they're not supposed to be using Google to be writing their assignments. Notebooks supposed to be provided, whereby after reading, the assignment and the questions should come from the notes or textbook they are using, and the answers should also be answered from the textbook they are using. Not giving them different things. You see them looking for the answers in Google. How would they put that? How would they test their intelligent questions when they start using Google to answer questions at tender age, from primary school to secondary school? It is not advisable. They should teach them what they're supposed to know. They should sharpen their brains so that they will test their intelligence through answering questions from the textbook, not from Google, because they are too tender to use Google to answer questions. The fifth thing, that the teacher is supposed to monitor the assignment they gave to their students. Let them identify those people that are using Google to answer questions, that are using ChatGPT to answer questions. Because if they don't monitor it, how would they know that they are doing very well? How would they know? Because you see students, when they come back from schools, what they do is that they start looking for phones to answer questions given to them in school. Where are the textbooks? All questions supposed to come from the textbook. They don't supposed to use Google to answer questions. It's too tender, because if they start developing such attitude of answering questions using Google, they will not go far. They will not learn what they're supposed to learn at that tender age. Even those people in primary school, when they come back, they start looking for Google to answer questions given to them in school. They're supposed to use textbooks. All questions should come from textbooks, and all answers should come from textbooks. That is the only way you have to encourage them. Those days, you will see schools like Queen of the Rosary College, like that is QRSC, Christ the King College, CKC, Dennis Memorial Grammar School, Ado Girls Secondary School, Anglican Girls Secondary School. You see them doing what is called debates, inter-school debates, mathematics competition, school drama. You see schools there, we normally go to All Hallows Seminary for final drama competition. There is a lot of activities in the school. If you see people developing, sharpening their brain, educational system should do the best. They should stand up and teach their students the proper things. They should change that educational curriculum so that students will learn good things. Their manner of the standard of education should increase. Because how can you finish secondary school, you don't know how to write anything, you don't know how to write essay, you don't know how to write articles. They can't write articles, they cannot write anything. It starts from the school system, the way they are being brought up. That is what you see them marshalling out. So they should do better. Give it a try. The school system, the school board should do better. Another thing the school authority can also do is teachers training. Because if they have good quality teachers, those quality teachers will also dish out quality standard of education to the students. So let there be training and retraining of teachers. In the eastern region, majority of people don't even go to private schools, because you will see quality teachers in public schools. if you don't have good certification, NC certification and the rest, they don't normally take you in a eastern region, in maybe public schools. That's why some parents are not even bothered taking their children in private schools. Public schools reigns in the eastern region because you see them training upon training, exams upon exams. They have good teachers. They have teachers training schools. Some of the teachers that you see in public schools in the eastern region pass through teachers training school, exam upon exam. That's why you see the students doing well in those schools in the eastern region. Those things can also be inculcated here in the northern region, because if you take the school system, if you take it serious, the students will also be serious. If the teachers are not serious, the students may not be serious, because if what you garbage in is also what you garbage out. So the school management, the educational board should do better. Let them train their teachers, let them go for teachers training, because that is what is happening there in the eastern region. That is why you have some of the best schools in the east. You have a whole lot of good schools in the eastern region. You also have schools like Mata and Mabilis. Majority of the state schools in the eastern region, they are very, very good, especially in secondary school. So these kind of things can also be repeated here in the northern region to give quality education to students. So by so doing, you are inculcating good things, good values into the educational system, also into the minds of the students that is in the northern region, or schools that is in the northern region. Let them have good quality training of the teachers, and also recruit quality teachers with good standard, with good educational background, with good teaching background. Because if you don't have that good teaching background, what are they going to dish out? What are they going to dish out to the students? So that is where the problem is, from the teachers. The teachers should do well. They should reorganize the educational system to give the students the best. Let there be this proper monitoring of school activities, or what is happening in schools, especially public schools. That is, you see the student improving, because if you have quality and good educational system, you also have good products, because the students are your products. If you don't have good standard of production, then the products will not be standard. So, my name is Ngozi, your financial advisor, product manager, and a chartered risk manager. If you derive value from this video, please kindly give it a thumbs up, share it to reach to the people that are supposed to do something in this educational system. Also comment if you have any other thing that you have observed that is happening in the school system, because the educational system need to do better. They need to improve. Kindly also follow the link, and also join my channel membership. It will mean so well to me. My name is Ngozi. See you, and God bless you. Bye.